Hello, sisters and brothers, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have gone to the gas station to pull up to a pump to put some gas in your car, and it's like the car that was there using that pump before you probably used maybe anywhere between $50 and $70 worth of gas, and you know you're going to the pump. You've just scratched up, if you're lucky, $10 to put $10 in there, and the gas costs at least $3 per gallon. How does it kind of make you feel a little funny to think that somebody had the comfort and you got the agony? That bothers you sometimes, I'm sure. What about those of you who, when you get ready to go grocery shopping, you go to the dollar store? The dollar store. And nothing costs more than $1. But I can say one thing about some of that merchandise and products that they got there. You, there's one particular can, I don't want to call a name. You can buy it in a regular store, and when you take it home and you open it up, it's so compact, and you say, wow, this is really getting your money's worth. Then you'll go and buy that same thing at the dollar store, and you take it home, it's like they got maybe a couple of spoonfuls, and there's a lot of water, and all mixed up. You point it out, and you got a bunch of water. That is something else, ladies and gentlemen. And but I'm sure you go through these kinds of things. Many of you, how many of you, in fact, get ready to go shopping for clothes or something like that, or some other things, and you find yourself only having to settle for the Goodwill? I mean, so many people go into the Goodwill nowadays that the prices in the Goodwill are going up. You say, wow, these are the prices you used to pay at Target. But everybody is out to get the bucks. Yeah, I know how it feels. I feel it all the time. I go through the pain. How many of you, you go and you get ready to do some work on your house. The neighbor's house looking extraordinarily wonderful. And you feel good about them. You feel good about looking at their house, and then you feel kind of a little bad about your house. You want to do something about it. You want to take care of it because your dream about your house is just as others have about their own. But the problem is they had either the cash or the credit ability to go and get a loan to take care, but you found yourself stuck. And you know what? They look down on you. How many of you have wanted to go to school and get some education? Dreams and aspirations that you want to be smart, much smarter than you are. Found you had some problems. Or maybe you didn't. But maybe some of your kids, you wanted them to go to college. You just planned, they dreamed just like everybody, going through elementary school, going through middle school, going through high school, and you gotta go to college. That's that next step. Everybody's excited, going to college, going to college, going to college. Only to find out that not you. You gotta stay behind and do something else. Nothing close to your dream, but you got to settle for something else. Robs you of a lot of inspiration, determination. A lot of people go bad in situations like that, and even those who go to school and get the education and come back and make some money, then they find themselves caught in a lot of debt. But it's not so bad, except there are others who can find themselves who are able to just sail right through this. Whatever money needs, they got it. Right through it, they got it. But there's always those who got to go through struggles. There are always those whose struggle is so deep that they can't even participate. Oh, man. How many of you, my friends, have wanted to go to the doctor and you got no money? You don't even have any insurance. And there you are, watching yourself, watching diseases come upon you and sicknesses that you just have to bear. knowing that it's working on you. And your life expectancy is just going to be, but that is the hand you are dealt. And then when you put collectively people together who experience some of these same things, and they are going through so many of these same pains, and their living facilities might be called a ghetto, it might be called a tent city. Have you seen the poverty around here in some of these places that's so great that people are living in tents? They got no way to get rid of their garbage and stuff. They just what look like they're thrown away. That's the that's an expression. You know, ladies and gentlemen, there are millions and millions of people that have to experience these kinds of things. And it's amazing how the people who don't have to experience these things have been led and are led by the teachings that people who go through these things are either stupid, they're dumb, they're lack education, they aren't really human. You know how anything you can do to put them down to justify them being in that position. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you another position. That position is this: nobody on this side of pain and suffering chooses it. Nobody on this side of pain and suffering want it, but they have it. Now, not choosing it, not want it, why is it that they have it? It is because the truth has been denied. And the truth is they have been conned, they have been robbed, they have been stole. What's the word? All of that. You've been lied to, cheated. Everything that could come at you to keep you in the position that you're in is the reason that they are able to be in the position that they are in. Now, the truth of the matter, ladies and gentlemen, don't try to get mad at the rich people. Don't try to get mad at anybody. Just check this out. The truth of the matter is this: there are two kinds of people in the world or on earth, human being style. Two kinds. There are those that are godly, and there are those that are ungodly. The ones that are godly, they live naturally. Love is a natural thing. It makes sure that no one is ever hungry. No one is ever homeless. No one is ever lacking education, can't get it. No one is ever lacking health care and can't get the best that there is. Their homes are like mansions. Love operates like that. And it is so big that it touches everybody and everybody drinks of it. Love. It gives you peace and prosperity and freedom and joy in your life, the fulfillment of your dreams. It allows you to be who you are, especially as a human being, to come into this process on this earth, to be a part of heaven. What am I saying? I'm saying that this heaven is your heaven. Why? Because you decided you wanted it, and you made it. Hey, led by the power of love. You can't do it without love. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that other is ungodly. Now, that ungodly, it wants everything I just mentioned, but not for everybody. That ungodly wants it for itself or its chosen group. And its chosen group, they accept it for them because they're going to be necessary and important in assisting them to do the robbing, do the lying, the cheating, and the stealing, and creating the hate and the racism and the bigotry and the animosities and the terror and the war. These are the ones going to create that, the ungodly. Now, you got ungodly people wrapped up in that because that's the way of life all over the earth. That's the way of life in the United States of America. That's the way of life in Asia. That's the way of life in Africa. That's the way of life everywhere. And it's all under the influence of the ungodly. Now, the thing and the secret about the godly people, they can't hide. Godly people can't hide because godly people can't go along with that. Why? Godly people are love. Love can't mix with hate. No, they're gonna always be at odds. Always gonna be at odds. Always. And what's gonna happen? Well, unless God Almighty, that most powerful God, intervene and cause something more miraculous to happen than even you and I can imagine. Unless God, and God can do that. God can do that. But I'm not telling you God gonna do that or when God gonna do that. I said God can, and is he? Is God gonna do it? Now I said he, but I want you to know I don't know nothing about God's agenda. I see God as power. Now I don't know what that power is gonna do, but I can tell you this: ungodly will kill you. Ungodly will kill you. And by being godly and killed by ungodly, the world knows that God is real. The world knows that by that seed that's been planted, that God is real. Any man that would stand up, any individual, any human being that would stand up against ugliness and dare it and lose their lives for that, that's the biggest winner. That's the biggest winner. And the rest of us, we are what we call good people. We are good people. You know what they say? The only thing that it takes really to aid evil, to help it to prevail, is for we good people. Because we good people, we do nice things. We share. We say good things to people. We do, that nice stuff. And I tell you, when I say we do it, do you know why we do it? We do it because there's that love that's in us. But that love is not free. That love is handcuffed. That love does what the system, what the ungodly permits you to do. That ungodly permits you to be good, because that ungodly knows that good is not going to hurt them. It's not going to do anything against them. The only thing that good is going to do is keep everything flowing mellow, keeping you satisfied, thinking that you're doing something great. But God, I'm sorry, my friends and my sisters and my brothers, requires it. God requires it. Now, what do I mean when I say God requires it? That you stand up and lose your life. When I say God requires it, I mean love requires it. Look, who would want to harm some defenseless, sad situation? Who would want to harm someone like that? Love sees the ungodly like that sometimes and needs to show love as best as it can be seen to that ungodly. Now, I'll tell you one thing about the ungodly. Now listen to this. The ungodly does not really want to die, but the ungodly does not fear death. The ungodly does not fear death. Remember that. If you're thinking about playing the role of being ungodly and you get scared of death, come on out of there. Because he's going to scare the hell back in you. No, play it for real. The ungodly is not afraid of death. The ungodly's trust and faith is in love and the provider of love, God. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what I was supposed to give you out of that. I just wanted the people to suffer, the people who are suffering, to know why you're suffering. You're not suffering because of something that God did to you. You're not suffering because you're lazy and no good and ignorant and stupid. You are suffering because those who have made themselves above you have taken advantage of you. And all of the resources that God has provided that together we could share and live as if in heaven have been taken by those who are going to the gas pump, filling up, riding away while you put $2 worth in there. Going, getting the best clothes, whether it's Tiffany and somebody in New York, while you going to Target or to the dollar store or to the Goodwill. those who can fly all over the country while you got to see, hope your car gets you to where you want to go, and God bless you if you can get back. Now, all of that happens not because of God, but because of the ungodliness of the rest of the country. That's why we're in this pain. And they don't want to listen to anybody. They don't want to listen because they haven't been taught that. And everywhere you go, that conversation is not going to go anywhere unless you're dealing with somebody who's stepping forward and claiming God as their victor. Till next time, goodbye.